the battle for the coal bucket, the Red Tornadoes against the Shamokin Indians. The 88th meeting. Red Tornadoes have the lead, 54, 24, and 9 ties.
Sorry, guys, I got a little tangled up there.
And with the crowd that's here tonight, guys, looks like it could be a barn burner.
Well, this is, believe it or not, from what I can see, and if you count on the mountain up there, this is one of the largest crowds in a long time for the Shamokin area, Mount Carmel area football game there. I'm going to guess it here, but I'm guessing you're looking at maybe 7,000 people, and maybe more than that right now. And they're continuing to stream in. Mount Carmel area has not taken the field yet, but a capacity crowd here at the Silver Bowl tonight. We haven't seen that, in a long time. So here they come.
Red Tornadoes take the field. Red Tornadoes come into the game 3 wins and no losses. The Indians, on the other hand, 2 wins and 1 loss. The 1 loss being to North Schuylkill last week, and they are in the market here for a little bit of revenge today.
Well, not only a loss, but a shutout loss. Not something Shamokin is used to. The Indians, if you saw any of the game, I saw the replay of the game or most of it. The Indians probably had what has to be termed as one of their worst nights in a long time. They fumbled. They had penalties. They missed a lot of tackles that they should have made. North Schuylkill, of course, a very good football team, so you got to give them, I guess, a little bit of credit that they played a tough game too, but not the same Shamokin team that you were used to seeing, at least not last week. Anyway.
No, not at all. The Red Tornadoes now in their huddle down there, and they'll come under the balloons and through their sign. Capacity crowd here tonight, big crowd, and Red Tornadoes coming off a big win last week at Southern Columbia area. We'll just let the noise cover itself right there. Big noise coming on. I see a new Twisty tonight, too, for us out there, Wayne.
New mascot.
Yep, they have them all dressed up. Twisty's out there. This is a big game for the Big Red. They come into this one, with the 3 wins, and they have to make themselves go here.
Well, again, it's a big game for both teams. Mount Carmel can't lose. To a AAA team here, and again, Shamokin can't lose. It's their second. It would be their second loss in a row. Shamokin coming down with again, as usual, a very, very large team. We got a lot of experience there on the team for Shamokin. We got Paulie Yost, Dave Roble, Chris Carnuccio, Aaron Kuzmic, TJ Walsh, Brian Carnuccio, that's Chris's brother. He's a sophomore. Josh McBride, Todd Hockenbrock. We see him. He's an excellent athlete.
And Hockenbrock probably last year in the Shamokin Mount Carmel game probably had the best game of his career.
That's right. Now we continue on now. We got a running back here, Tony Verano, who's new on the scene for Shamokin. Coming out, Bill Pencil and Rich Waugh. So you're looking at some experience that they had, and also the normal that they've had over the last 4 or 5 years. Probably their size is number 1.
Okay, on the Shamokin side of the ball, and the Indians have the ball tonight, and our defense key players, of course, Hockenbrock and Yost, Carnuccio, number 72. Carnucci, number 72. Those are impact players you want to look for. Of course, the running back being Verano. Verano is new to us. He did not play much varsity football last year, so he has come up, and he'll be the starting back in the backfield tonight. And if last week in North Schuylkill was any indication, he'll be the workhorse, or at least they will try to make him the workhorse tonight. One of the things we've been told to look for, of course, at Supper Club, we believe the Indians, at least Mount Carmel area coaching staff, believes that the Indians will throw the ball more than we have been used to seeing them throw. Now, in the early part of the game, we expect a feeling out a little bit. One of the matchups you look at tonight is speed, and again, the thumbs up goes on Mount Carmel area side of the ball. They probably are the quicker, speedier team. Shamokin probably missing that blazing speed, although Yost can still hurt you from anywhere on the field offensively and defensively. We look to see whether Yost will key on Veach, as they did last year, keying one man on Veach, which is their fastest guy. If they do that tonight, the staff believes and we believe that they're probably going to let themselves open for a little bit of trouble because no one else has any kind of speed to keep up with the other 3 speed burners we'll put out on the field. So it's kind of a chess game and a matchup of speed, just like Southern was last week. Speed told the difference, and I believe tonight speed's probably going to play the most important role in the game.
Well, you know, when you look at what they've done the last 3 games, even with Paulie Yost, the last couple of years, 2 years, he's played as a split end. Got the ball to him out on the flat and let him run one-on-one. And he's hurt everybody last year. This year, a little bit different because of the lack of speed that they have. They don't have the Jamie Solowski back there. Paulie's the man now. And you see now what they're doing is they're running some reverses from his split end where he's carrying the ball.
Number 4, Rich Waugh will kick off for the Indians. A short one bouncing in the direction of Evans, takes it on the 21-yard line. Tries a seam up the middle, one man to beat, and he's tackled on about the 45-yard line by number 80 of the Indians, which is Brian Walsh. Nice tackle by Walsh, but a good run back by Evans. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes on the 45-yard line. Starting lineup for the Big Red. At split end, Sean Jamin. At the tackles, Gary Dunn, number 56, and Mike Boyer, number 76. At the guards, Rick Harris, number 65. Joe Chicatano, number 66. At center, number 75, Jonathan Else. At tight end, number 83, Eric Higgins. At the slot back, 27, Dave Evans. Quarterback, number 6, Vic Kranaski. Number 41, Joe Costello, the fullback. And number 22, Brett Veach.
And we had our first time out from the officials. I believe one of them lost the change he brought for a hot dog after the game.
Handoff to Veach off the left side, gain of about 2 yards. Nice tackle made by number 75, Dave Roble.
And 55, TJ Walsh.
Second down and 8 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. Up front for the Indians, number 37, Bill Pencil, 75, Dave Roble, 33, Sean Lorenz, 51, Chris Pfeiffer, 72, Chris Carnuccio. In the defensive backfield, number 42, Josh McBride, 29, Sean Manny, 2, Paul Yost, number 4, Rick Waugh, 5, Todd Hockenbrock, and number 80, Brian Walsh. Veach up the middle. No, that was Malachowski up the middle, gain of only about a yard. Third down and about 8 yards to go. Try 2 right up the middle for the Big Red.
Well, I mean, a game like this, you're chess matching it. Everybody's going to feel each other out, see what they can do. First of all, the most important thing to look for is what Shamokin area came out as defensively. Mount Carmel had made the statement that every year, you know, they come into the game, they play a different defense than they had seen the whole season before that. So it was interesting to see what they were coming out in tonight.
Kranaski back to pass. Big rush from number 72. Kranaski lets one fly over the head of number 2, Paul Yost. Incomplete. Fourth down, Red Tornadoes, and a big rush that time from number 72, Chris Carnuccio.
Well, Carnuccio is one of the guys you want to watch. If there was a guy with a really good game last week, it was him. From what I could tell, he had a solid football game. He's one of the impact players on the defensive line. You need to handle him if you're going to do anything, and that time they didn't.
Punt formation, Joe Costello. Old Carnuccio came in, got his fingers on it. Going to be taken by Yost. Takes it around the outside. Ryan McGee on him all the way. Great tackle made by number 45, Ryan McGee. Helped out by number 29, Dan Malachowski. Good job that time by McGee.
Yeah, McGee did an excellent job there going down. What he did, he cut the field down on Paulie Yost. Paulie had some sideline that he could have caught there if he would have turned the corner, but McGee cut him off.
Defensively for the Red Tornadoes. We'll pick it out here for you. Number 30, Sean Jamin at end. Number 6, Vic Kranaski, a defensive left tackle. 65, Rick Harris at the guard. And 76, Mike Boyer at the other tackle. Number 83, Eric Higgins at the other defensive end. In the backfield, 27, Dave Evans at corner. No, he'll be the strong safety. 22, Brett Veach at corner. And 29, Dan Malachowski at the other corner. At the safety, number 21, Matt Montgomery. And anchoring the defense, number 41, Joe Costello at linebacker, and number 66, Joe Chicatano. Going over the Shamokin Indians offense, the slot, the end, number 2, Paul Yost. The tackles, number 75, Dave Roble, and number 76, Brian Carnuccio. The guards, number 72, Chris Carnuccio, and number 55, TJ Walsh. The center, number 58, Aaron Kuzmic. The quarterback, number 5, Todd Hockenbrock. the tailback number 23, Tony Verano, the fullback number 37, Bill Pencil, the flanker back number 4, Rich Waugh, and the tight end 42, Josh McBride. So we got them all. First down, Indians the ball on the 29-yard line. Good defensive stand that time by Shamokin area. Hockenbrock tries it off to Waugh. Fumble on the play, and the ball's recovered by Red Tornadoes. Recover the fumble. 65, Ricky Harris in on the fumble recovery. And that's what hurt the Indians last week against North Schuylkill was the fumbles. Yeah, it looked like number 4, Rick Waugh, was the ball carrier.
If they had a major catastrophe going last week, it was fumbling the ball. You saw in the papers and all that Coach Chicatano had said that they had gone back to basics, and nothing more basic than holding on to the ball when you're on offense. Losing the ball deep in your own territory, the ball sits on the Shamokin area 34-yard line. It's not a good way to start the game.
Granaski sets the Red Tornadoes. Hand off to Veach, tries it off the left side, gain of about 5 yards. Tackle made by, looks like number 55 in on the tackle for the Indians, which is TJ Walsh.
If you look at their defense on the first down series, they brought, again, their free safeties coming up. Their 2 cornerbacks are coming up very close to the line. They're bringing their linebackers right up. They did it in the first series of downs also. Second down now, watch, they loosen up slightly.
Granaski, short drop.
Oh, that was
Jamin, but that will be an interference call against number 2, Paul Yostin. Easily seen that time. He bumped him long before the ball got there.
Now, a little too much adrenaline pumping right through on both sides of the ball, and you're going to have that. This is high school, folks. Clearly, maybe not the place you want it to happen. They've already got themselves in a little bit of a problem, but what are you going to do? These things occur. The ball now moves all the way down to the Shamokin area 16-yard line now. I was saying 21, I'm 5 yards off to the 16-yard line. So a costly mistake maybe the way that went. Brings up, worse is a 1st and 10 now for Big Red.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes, 9:40 left in the first quarter. Granaski to Veach off the right side, finds some running room for a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. Initial hit made by number 4, which is Rick Waugh, and then helped out by number 42, Josh McBride. Gain of only about 2 yards.
Well, Shamokin area probably playing a little bit different defense than we've seen so far this year. Always a lot more movement from them and a lot more shifting around. They're not always in the same defense each time you come out. They play the game pretty well defensively, and they have for some time now.
Veach goes in motion. Up the middle to Costello. Gain of about maybe 4 or 5 yards, and it's tough up the middle right now.
Well, again, we're putting a long, big slot out, and then we put somebody in motion, which drags someone else. It is actually starting to loosen up a little bit on the inside when we start getting a little bit of motion and defense moving here and there.
Well, the motion came to the left side, and that actually created a trips formation when the motion man came into the receiving section of the line. He was in a trips formation. 3 receivers were actually capable of catching the ball from that formation.
Third down, 5 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. The ball on about the 11-yard line. Granaski rolls to his left. Looks over the middle. Oh, almost intercepted at about the 11-yard line. Looked like by number 80 of the Indians, which is Brian Walsh. 4th down for the Red Tornadoes.
That time we dodged the bullet.
Big rush that time from who was in on the rush, guys?
I didn't see who was in on the rush. There were 3 or 4 of them that came in. But I was watching him more than anything. That was not a pass he should have thrown. That's something they'll tell him when he gets to the sideline. He may have wanted to just eat that one and set down. He got off lucky, obviously, but you want to be careful. 4th and 5.
4th and 5, 8:13 left in the first.
You might be looking at a screen.
Yeah, that's a good call now.
Good call.
Especially with the rush that they're putting on right now from the line play.
Draw play to Veach.
Touchdown.
Flag.
Flag. Flag on the
great run that time, but there's a flag thrown right in the vicinity of the guard of the Red Tornadoes. A holding call against the Red Tornadoes. Great call by Coach Whitey Williams, though. Good blocking by the right side of the Red
fantastic
Tornado line.
Of course, the hold may have had something to do with that. I'm not sure.
Actually, the hold was on the
left side.
on the back side
Yep.
of the play. Play was going away.
Well, now Mount Carmel area creates a tough break for themselves. Again, and the game is exciting and as adrenaline pumping as this one is. You can't afford a lot of mistakes, and that qualifies as a mistake.
Yep.
Touchdown in the end zone comes back, and you've still got a goose egg on the scoreboard.
Shotgun formation for the Red Tornadoes. 4th down and 11 yards to go. Costello shifts. Shotgun's back. Looking down the field. Big rush this time. Karnaski looks in the corner of the end zone at Evans. Oh, in and out of his hands at the corner of the end zone. Good play, probably made there by number 4, Rich Waugh.
Excellent play by Waugh.
Richie did an excellent job.
Yeah, Waugh saved the touchdown, and he did exactly what you'd want to do, and a lot of times you can't do it. He was watching the quarterback and was trying to gauge whether he was going to run or not, because there wasn't a whole lot of people on that side to stop him if he did. At the same time, he kept responsibility for the receiver and was able to get back just in time and get his hands, but I don't think he even saw the ball going over his head.
I don't think so either. He didn't even touch the ball. I think what happened, he distracted Evans just enough that he missed the ball.
1st down and 10 Indians, 7:57 left on the clock. Verano up the middle.
Flag down.
Flag on the play. Looked like initially hit by number 30, Jamin, and then finished off by 27, Dave Evans. Illegal procedure called against the Indians. This one will go 5 yards back the other way, but the one call that really is involved in this game is the penalty against the Red Tornadoes, which was a touchdown.
Yeah, touchdown being called back so far dominates what happened so in the game. 7:52 remaining in the first period. Again, Shamokin does not look sharp offensively. Defensively, certainly they looked excellent in this series.
Yes, they do.
But offensively, they are having their problems getting rolling here right now. And not so much we're stopping them. They're just doing kind of goofy things out there and not doing anything they need to do.
Hagenbrock brings the Indians up. Verano and Pencil in the backfield.
Oh,
number 6.
Big hit by Vic Karnaski from defensive right tackle. Great job by Karnaski, and also in there Joe Costello and 30 Sean Jamin.
Oh man, what a hit that was by the. Not often you see your quarterback playing defensive tackle, folks. This is a somewhat new moment in time for everybody here.
And just to let everybody know, he did not sneak in there either, like he did 2 weeks ago.
He's put in there.
He's in there this week.
But great hit that time. He was in the backfield instantly. And again, that it shows the kind of athlete that he is. He can play any position on the field.
An excellent
linebacker. A gifted football player.
2nd down, 18 yards to go. Pitch back, going to try Verano around the outside. He won't get around. Sean Jamin, number 30, great tackle. And 23, Verano tackled for a loss. He's going to be back to about the 6-yard line. Nice job by the Red Tornado defense.
Well, again, I think speed is a key to Shamokin area offensively. And there you showed that he's not able to get around the corner. We defensed it well, but he doesn't show that move to get around the corner. He looks like he's more of a inside guy and a guy he's going to hit you.
Hit the seam.
Yeah,
right.
Hit the seam and go at you, but he doesn't look like he's going to be able to come around the corner much tonight.
Hagenbrock from the shotgun, snaps back. Oh, he's going to bring it out. Costello trying to run him down. A beautiful tackle by the All-State linebacker Joe Costello on the 15-yard line.
That's why you're All-State, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Oh my goodness.
I'll tell you what, Hagenbrock did the worst thing is to leave his feet and try to jump over somebody. That's when you come up with an injury. You come up with a broken arm or something like that, trying to protect yourself when you fall.
Well, Costello has that effect on you, though, when he's bearing down 100 miles an hour at you. You don't usually do the things you're used to doing. You're just trying to get out of the way.
Punt formation for the Indian. Waugh gets the ball. It was a high snap in the direction of Evans. Bounces on about the 45-yard line, and still bouncing, will be down on the 42-yard line. Indecisive there on the receivers because of it bouncing right directly in the middle of them. Neither one of them was in the spot to get that ball. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes on the 43-yard line.
One thing you want to watch, keep in mind the remainder of the game, Shamokin area on their last punt here now, you just saw it, high snap. We did not rush. Last week, Shamokin area suffered a block punt and a touchdown subsequently because of it. And you know that's playing on Mount Carmel area's mind. You know they're going to be watching carefully the center snap, which apparently was not all that great, but the punter did a great job of reining it in.
Short back for the Red Tornadoes. Beach cuts it back and brings it through the 49-yard line of the Indians. Gain of about 6 yards for the Red Tornadoes. Nicer run that time, opening up the middle a little more.
You know, there's no very big open seam that he's running through. He's picking up yardage all on his own, getting the shield blocks here and there, but making cuts back and forth.
Second down and 4 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. McGee goes in motion to the right side. Hand off to Veach on the right side. Big hole. Now he's got some running room. Veach is on the move. One man to beat him. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes. And Veach does a nice blocking by the right side of the Red Tornado offensive line. But a big hole and a touchdown for the Red Tornadoes.
What you're seeing here is a little bit different than what you saw the last 3 games from Mount Carmel on the line play. Shamokin area extremely aggressive, have been for many years.
That's right.
What you're seeing linemen being told is engage the guy in front of you. We don't want you to put him in either direction. You engage him, tie him up, and you're giving Veach, he's picking the hole. That play probably didn't go to the hole, actually, of the play called.
Joe Costello to attempt the extra point. It's up and it's good. But 4:27 left in the first quarter. The score, the Red Tornadoes 7, the Indians of Shamokin 0.
If you watch line play, watch what we do on offense next time we go on, and you're seeing just engage a guy, tie him up, move him around a little bit, and give him time to scoot by you. That's all he wants you to do right now.
Now, the only thing that I saw of some difficulty with Shamokin there, because they were in the right position defensively. Their defensive backs and their linebackers came up. Nobody wrapped their arms. Veach was hit 3 times as he went through. Nobody wrapped their arms.
Coach Chicatano had said openly in the media this week that he was very disappointed in how they tackled and how they performed some of the fundamental parts of football in the North Schuylkill game, and it's carried over a little bit here tonight. Again, they're a team that you don't count out, obviously.
No, far from being over this game.
You got to be real careful with them now because they're going to come back with a head of steam. Offensively, they've shown very little so far. In fact, they've lost yardage most of the time they've had the ball, so they need to improve a little bit there. Defensively, there's not a whole lot more they can do. They're playing good defensive ball. The problem with that is you got Veach, and once he takes a step from the line, I mean, it's just the way it is. When he steps away from the line and you haven't hit him yet, it's a touchdown.
Right.
I mean, nobody on the field is catching him, and that's a given. There's nobody on the Shamokin area Indian side that's going to catch him when he gets into the open field.
Kicking off for the Red Tornadoes, number 64, Mike Sinkovich. Two. Yost, the ball carrier, it's still on his feet. Fumble on the play.
Oh, my goodness.
And
they got it back.
ball recovered by the Indians, but the Indians have got to hold on to the ball.
Yep.
Looked like 40 was Ziegler, also 64 Sinkovich, Dave
27.
Evans in there.
Yep.
First down, Indians from about the 41-yard line.
That's good field position for the Indians so far here now. This is their best. We'll see what they do with this field position. Boyer into the defensive lineup for Mount Carmel area taking.
Well, he'll be in for. It looks like
but Kernatsky was playing.
Sinkovich is back now. Okay. Big hit by number 66, Joe Chicatano.
So far, Shamokin area having a horrible offensive time right now. You'd almost think we know the play the way things are going out there.
64, Mike Sinkovich now into the Red Tornado lineup, and that was him changing his shoe.
Yeah, what threw me off there was with Kernatsky playing defensive end like that. I didn't know they were going to do that this time.
Second down and 12 yards to go for the Indians. Hockenbrock to Verano, going to try it around the left side. Read nicely by 29. Dan Malakowski knocks him out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain.
And there you see the play. You try to you quick out to the outside. It's your way to get outside. Obviously, they're not all that convinced they can run around the outside, but you pitch out to them or get them out there, quickly to the short side of the field and try to bend them around.
Third down and about 6 yards to go for the Indians. 3:38 left in the first quarter. Hockenbrock back to pass. Looks on a fly pattern. Double coverage. Nice coverage by the Red Tornadoes. A little overthrown. 4th down and about 6 yards to go for the Indians.
There were only 2 receivers in the pattern. You had Yost streaking down one sideline and Waugh to the other side.
Right.
There were only 2 people to cover. It made it a little bit easier for the defensive backfield in Mount Carmel area to watch Yost, of course, the absolute threat from Shamokin area. If he break again like Veach, if he breaks loose on you,
he's gone.
It'd be very difficult to catch him. You're not going to do it. So you're paying a little special attention to him defensively the whole time he's on the football field.
Number 4, Rich Waugh back to punt for the Indians. Snaps back, good snap. Kicks away. High kick this time, going to bounce short. And is down by number 72 of the Indians, Chris Carnuccio. First down, Red Tornadoes from about the 34-yard line.
I do wonder why Shamokin wants to touch the ball so quickly. I would have let the thing hit the ground and see which way it was going to go before. It's the second time they got on the ball before it stopped rolling.
And they've had enough of people down around to stop the ball, even if it did come back towards their field.
Again, you know, you're excited and the adrenaline, and that probably won't happen in the second quarter as it does now. But it's twice they let the ball stop before it really came to a stop.
Veach again, the lone back for the Red Tornadoes. Karnaski to Veach right up the middle. Gain of about 5 yards. Good run, good blocking that time by the Red Tornadoes.
Looks like they're using the bus. What, they got a 44 passenger today? You get the big baby. No school bus today, guys.
No.
We went for the coach.
No, good time. Jonathan Nelson there at center and 66 Chicatano and Ricky Harris, and that was the guards right there that they ran right after. They spread it out nice though to get the blocking for the 3 of those guys.
Yeah, well, you have
that they can handle it.
You have to. You got to give a little bit of room there. That's the way it works.
Now they go to the full house backfield. Going to come off the left side, the Veach, gain of about 2 yards, and the left side's tough running right now. Good defense on that side by the Indians.
Yeah, nice block on the outside though. To get him outside the backfield, he did pretty well.
Dave Roble on that side, and 44 Mike Spears.
Mike Spears.
And then number 29 coming up, Sean Manny.
Again, Mike Spears, he's another excellent athlete coming, you know, basketball, now football.
And Mike's a sophomore for Shamokin.
Mike is a sophomore, yeah.
Veach goes in motion to the right side. Quarterback sneak, first down, Red Tornadoes. And big job that time by the front of the Red Tornado line.
I'd say the bus was moving that time. I mean, when you have a quarterback sneak, the center is the guy that's going to do that. You may run to the right or to the left, but if the center doesn't clear it, you're not going anywhere. And that was great center play that time by Else. And that was a good surge that time. They needed 1. They got 3, I think, on that surge.
1:52 left in the first quarter. First down and 10.
Yeah, I taught him everything he knows.
He told me.
I don't. Does he mention that or not?
He mentions that.
Anything about football on that?
Well, I never got to football, you know.
Ball's on the 46-yard line. And timeout called?
This is the place where the
too
one
much
guy.
time. Delay a game.
Delay a game against the Red Tornadoes.
I thought it was the place where he lost that change that time. I thought I saw another quarter maybe laying on the field there.
Didn't seem that long, did it, that
No,
play,
it
though? I don't know what. Well, now it's first down and 15. Veach goes in motion to the right side. Inside handoff to Evans, and one man to beat it was number 75, Roble, from the defensive tackle spot. Made a great tackle for the Indians. Good job that time by Roble holding his ground.
Well, you have Roble and Spears there, and apparently they're going to test those 2 guys. That's what it's turning out to be. They seem to think that that's where they want to go right now.
Well, now they brought T.J. Walsh back
they
in the
changed
end,
Spears,
right?
and I wasn't sure if Walsh had gotten hurt or they just spell him. You don't know how they do that, but they looked like they were coming there, and that's where they wanted to attack all the time.
Second down and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Jamin splits far left. Handoff to Veach. This time doesn't work. Again, Roble, the tackle, and 55, T.J. Walsh, the defensive end, in on the tackle.
Walsh, I'll tell you what he's doing right is he's coming across the line and he's watching what the ball carrier is doing, and he's blitzing straight down the line, parallel to the line of scrimmage.
What was that formation, Wayne? I'm a little confused about what we were doing.
I think we were a little
confused about what we were shifting into that time ourselves.
Third down and about 10 to go for the Red Tornadoes. Evans goes in motion. Fake the pitch back, try it right up the middle. But again, the defense of the Indians is just blocking up so much there in the middle. That was Costello with the run, so it'll be 4th down and about 6 yards to go.
Big Red will punt. Again, that fake pitch is specifically designed to spread that defense a little bit. Now, it's not spreading out, obviously, on that play, but what it is doing is setting in their mind a little bit. You're telling that defensive end on the left-hand side, maybe you want to move a step out. You move that step out, and you let yourself vulnerable to a play then that way.
The end of the first quarter, the score, the Red Tornadoes 7, the Indians nothing. And Warren, I'll tell you what, since the first quarter has been started, there have been more people coming in here. Now under the scoreboard, you see everybody standing deep in.
Well, you're standing room only.
We haven't seen it in a long time.
We are actually, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, probably standing room only tonight for this football game. And it is, and I would say now probably over 8,000 people maybe in the stadium tonight. There'll be nobody watching us on Wednesday, guys. They're all here tonight.
They're all here,
There's no reason to watch us this week at all. But great to see such a crowd and great to see the community. Again, we talked about it last week, and we have the joy, unlike Southern, of having this one more time after this with North Schuylkill. They bring that same kind of enthusiasm. They bring that out, and everybody in the two communities get together and start betting and having those discussions.
No betting's allowed on high school football.
Well, you bet coffees and things, those friendly bets.
Costello with the punt, big booting this time. Going to bounce on the 15. Is it going to stop?
Yep, it is.
It is. It's going to go down on about the 6-yard line, covered by the Red Tornadoes. Ryan McGee. Good job by McGee, just hustling down there on the specialty team.
So you have to give our line credit. They gave Joe Costello so much time back there just to position the ball and get it right and put his leg into it. That was an excellent punt.
Wow, the bleacher creatures have come alive. They have the Indians there, and they are alive.
Some of the Indians are egging them on, and I have to say that's probably not one of the smart moves of your life. Play football, never mind who's in the stands. You're already down 7-0. You don't need to be playing the people in the stands. You need to be trying to gain a couple of yards offensively here.
First down and 10 Indians. Verano and Pencil in the backfield. Hockenbrock, the quarterback. Verano off the right side finds lots of running room and knocked out of bounds by 21. Matt Montgomery, the safety. But this time they tightened the end in. They got our defensive end tucked in, and they came around the left side. Nice run that time by Verano. And flags on the play. Illegal procedure called against the Indians.
That's one of the latest flags I've seen in a long time, though, folks. I don't know where that came from.
That play there reminds you of the play last week against Southern Area and Rosini.
I'm not sure either, but it's going back. Illegal procedure called against the Indians, and Coach Chicatano wants an explanation on this call.
If I were him, I would too. That's the latest flag I've seen in a very long time on an illegal procedure. Illegal procedure occurs at the beginning of the play.
And the flag's thrown before the ball, or as soon as the ball snapped, that flag's
If I were him, I would be doing exactly what he's doing, walking out there and asking what the heck's going on.
Timeout now, and the head referee is now going to explain it to Coach Chicatano as to what was called. And with your astute knowledge of the game, Warren, you know already, so you can tell us.
Not only that, he has ESP. You can read their mind, can you? Tell us what they're doing.
I can, but this is a family show, so I can't repeat it. I read their lips and know what they all said to each other, but I did not see the procedure.
No, I did not either.
Well, how can you call a procedure after the play is knocked out of bounds? But
I really don't know what we did there, and we'll never know, obviously, but that's the way the game goes once in a while.
11:42 left in the first half. Hockenbrock tries it off the right side to Verano and going nowhere. The left side of the Red Tornado defense with Jamin, 27, Dave Evans, 47, Steve Sinkovich, and 30, Jamin. We got him. I guess everybody that was in the pileup was in there, but very little gain, a gain of less than a yard for the Indians. Hockenbrock, that one you could see somebody was jumping on that play.
Yeah, that truly shooting themselves in the foot here, unless we pull them.
Dead ball foul, offside.
We did.
Now Carmel.
Yeah, we did that time. That was us. I'm going to say shooting themselves in the foot, but you never know on that call which way they're going to call it.
This one will be a 5-yard penalty against the Red Tornadoes.
They got the 5 yards that we had no idea where they got it from the start off with back now, so it's all evened out again.
65. Rick Harris into the lineup for Sinkovic, and looks like he has problems with his shoulder pads.
I'm glad he didn't tell Cassidy. Cassidy would have told him to take them off.
Hockenbrock pitches back to Verano, going out around the right side. Malachowski there first, and then hit by Jamin Veach, and also down on the bottom of the pile, number 27, Dave Evans. Good job by the Red Tornado defense.
Well, again, Shamokin area loses another negative yardage play on offense, and that's not the way they're going to be able to win this football game tonight.
See, but that's a similar play that they ran down here at this end zone. They're pulling guards, they're leading, and they're pitching to Verano, and we're stringing it out. In the middle of the field on the 40-yard line, it was a quick pitch, and he hit the corner and picked up 6 or 7 yards. It was a totally different play.
Hockenbrock rolls the pass, looks to the right side, over the head of Paul Yost at about the 24-yard line. Good coverage that time by Malachowski and 27, Dave Evans. 4th down and 6 yards to go for the Indians, a punting situation. Number 4, Rich Wall, will go in the punt formation for the Indians with 27, Dave Evans, back for the Red Tornadoes along with number 29, Dan Malachowski.
Not a great place to be punting from either, guys, on your own goal line.
Snaps back.
Nice punt.
Malachowski takes it on about the 44. Good blocks and brings it down to the 30-yard line. Nice run back by the Red Tornadoes, about 20-yard run back.
I'll tell you what, you see a little bit of maturity when you look at that. When you look at that run back, you see Steve Sinkovic coming up. Now, this is the 4th game coming up. Man in front of him didn't know where the runner was going to cut, and when he did cut, the back of the defender was facing Sinkovic. He had to leave him go.
Number Indian player down on the field.
72, Chris Carnuccio made the tackle, and he was hit by 29, Malachowski.
He'll have to leave the field, I believe, doesn't he?
Yes, I think he does.
He's sitting back into the huddle, but he has to go out for at least a play, and then he can come right back.
Well, you try to do those things. You try to meander in and try to hide.
You mingle back into the huddle, yeah. That's a good way to do it.
If you take a look at the size of Chris, Chris is a big boy, big, strong kid.
Let's say that Chris doesn't mingle well.
He doesn't hide well.
No, there's not a lot of mingling going on with him.
9:45 left in the first half. 7-0 Red Tornadoes in the lead. Jamin split far left. Karnaski back to pass. Rush.
Screen.
Looks at a screen pass. And read nicely by one of the big linemen, Dave Roble, never made the rush. Roble from his defensive tackle position stayed put. So they've watched the screen pass of the Red Tornadoes, and they've kept a lineman there to watch it.
Excellent play that time by Roble. Excellent. You can't do any better than he did.
Second down, 10 yards to go.
Come on, out! Come on, Rep!
Good blocking that time. Looks at, Yost with almost the Nice play by number 2, Yost. He almost had the interception. Higgins was thrown to Higgins.
Well covered, yeah. They're defensively, they're doing all they need to do. Nobody was open. If he had caught that ball, it would have been a great catch. And it almost intercepted. He had good position, and he closed really well when the ball was thrown. So
Yost was in better position to catch that ball than Higgins was.
So they've scouted us well, and they're playing some good defense out there.
Trips left for the Red Tornadoes. Leaves from the shotgun formation. Snaps back. Trips are going. Flags on the play. And it's in the direction of the left side of the Red Tornado defense again.
It's absolutely holding. It's going to be a holding
for
penalty.
offensive line, right.
Yeah, we dragged the guy down from behind as he was going past us. That'll be 15 or 10. Was it 10 yards? 10.
I guess
10.
15 to offensive holding.
15, okay. And again, we're not looking all that sharp offensively right now ourselves. 72 into the football game for Big Red.
That's Jamie Vogler, and he's taking the place of 65 Ricky Harris.
And again, you know, if you remember 4 years ago, if Shamokin had picked up the tone of the game a little bit towards the end of the second half 4 years ago, and like everybody said, we would have been in dire trouble with 3 more minutes on the clock. They're doing the same thing now. All of a sudden now they're starting to turn it up one notch on defense.
Brings up a 3rd and 25. Great position to be in.
Red Tornadoes going from the shotgun formation again. Trips left for the Red Tornadoes. Snaps back to Karnaski. Oh, looks at Higgins over his head. Incomplete. 4th down and 10, Red Tornadoes.
That time the play was set up. They were ready to go.
We had one blocker on one defender.
Yeah,
it was Boyer came out to block number 80 of the Indians, which is Brian Walsh.
That play was all ready to go. He just needed to hit him that time. That was perfect. And again, they're playing on that ability of Shamokin area to come with everything just about.
Right.
And that's how you beat them. You need to get short passes off here, and that's how you're going to beat them.
Snaps away to Costello. Good booming kick. Going to be taken by Yost. He fumbles it. He's on the 4-yard line. Recovered by the Red Tornadoes. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes.
No, it's not.
He signaled a touchdown. His one knee, official single
his
touchdown.
knee was down there. There's no way. He rolled in, but he wasn't. You can't roll in in high school like
Boy,
that.
a major error by number 2, Paul Yost. And just unbelievable. He tried to catch that ball on the 9-yard line.
Oh, my.
Oh, my.
Oh, my. That's not what you want to do.
Well, you know, you look at maybe in Paulio's shoes when he's looking down, there was actually no pursuit on that punt. I think we were looking for them to come after the punt to block it. We kept everybody back to help Costello kick the ball, and there was actually nobody within 20 yards of Yosti when he touched it.
And seeing the instant replay, you saw who recovered the fumble. We did not from here. Karnaski, quarterback sneak, touchdown, Red Tornadoes behind Chicatano, Elf, and Rick Harris.
Again, uncharacteristic for Indians. Major miscues are costing them the football game right now. Not what we're used to seeing, and we're confusing them a little bit with confusing ourselves a little bit with the extra point attempt there.
64, Mike Sinkovich to attempt this extra point. Snaps down, kicks up, and it's good. With 8:56 left in the first half, the score, the Red Tornadoes 14, the Indians nothing.
And again, you know, you look at North Schuylkill's game last week. Shamokin is an excellent football team, but again, right now they're their own worst enemies in 2 very important games. North Schuylkill defensively, what we are told is their offense, if they can put a score or 2 on, their defense is the thing that's going to keep North Schuylkill in the game. And what happened was Shamokin had fumbled the ball down within the 10-yard line. North Schuylkill picks it up, and they scored on a drive. And then from there, it was just North Schuylkill's defense kept them in the game.
Yeah, offensively, Shamokin area truly, they need to do something a little bit different than they are. They're not going to win this game at the rate they're going. They've lost considerable yardage in their all the series that they've been in so far. So that's got to be worried. Their defense doesn't worry them. And this touchdown wasn't a defensive touchdown.
No.
We didn't score in their defense here. So, you know, when you look at it, you got 1 score on the board against their defense so far tonight.
Actually, their defense has hurt the Tornadoes in the last 2 series here.
Costello with the kickoff, taken by Walsh on about the 29-yard line. Finds a little fumble on the play. Nope. He's tackled on about the 36. I saw 79 look like he was looking for the fumble.
Costello and McGee again
on the tackle. Also, Kalinowski was at that pile-up. First down and 10, Indians from the 36-yard line. 8:50 left in the first half.
I know that Coach Chicatano truly needs them to do something offensively right now. If they continue to be beaten badly offensively, the game is going to turn into a very long one for the Indians.
Hockenbrock back to pass. Chicatano with now here comes Sinkovich. Pass complete to number 42, McBride, and he's tackled by number 27, Dave Evans. Good tackle by Evans that time, but big rush by the Red Tornadoes. Mike Sinkovich, Steve Sinkovich, and Sean Jamin.
Good play by Hockenbrock that time to get the ball off. He was hemmed in. The play, unfortunately, goes for about a yard, but it was a good play on his behalf because he could have taken a pretty big loss that time.
Hockenbrock is an excellent quarterback, and we saw that last year. He made some great plays, did the same thing last year, completed a lot of passes. 8:09 left in the first half. Draw play up the middle to Red. Nice number 41, Joe Costello.
The cast man, and I might add, he is truly the cast man because he is wearing a small soft cast on a thumb, which it was described as, I believe it was an avulsion fracture, where a little piece of the bone that holds the tendon has torn away from his thumb now. Of course, he didn't tell anybody that during the game last week.
That was the doctor's description. Joe, it was a bruise.
Yeah, in his case, he jammed his thumb and wasn't going to do anything.
It looked like a potato. It was that big, you know, black.
Typical cast man.
3rd down and 7 for the Indians. Hockenbrock puts Waugh in motion. Rolls to his right. Rush from Jason Malakowski. Gets his hands up in the air. Caught by Waugh. He was left go by the defender, and Waugh takes it down to the 35, 25-yard line. It would look like, I guess they thought it was overthrown.
Yes,
and it went right into Waugh's hand.
I'll tell you
he made a good catch.
Yes, he did. Good catch and an excellent throw by Hockenbrock. I'll tell you what, he throwing the ball back there, he sets up beautiful and comes forward, and boy, he lays a nice ball out.
Best play of the night so far for the Indians. They're in Mount Carmel area territory. The ball is placed down at the 29-yard line of Big Red.
Good rush that time by 60, Jason Malakowski, but a great job by Hockenbrock. Going to try around the right side to Yost. Big tackle by number 66, Joe Chicatano, and the Red Tornadoes linebackers are doing a great job.
6-yard loss. I mean, you don't win a game doing this. They had a great play, and now they take a 6-yard loss and a timeout for the Indian offense, and I believe they need one. They need to talk over what's going on the line right now.
Timeout called by the Indians, and while there's a timeout, you are listening to...
Of course, this is WKMC TV. We are broadcasting to you directly from the campus at Mount Carmel Area High School. We are broadcasting to you over a microwave signal, WLX267. We are an instructional fixed television service. You are catching us on a Wednesday night, 8 p.m., Service Electric Cable System. Let me take a moment that we have a timeout. We don't get a chance to do this, and unfortunately, you don't get a chance to see these people, but these are the people that make all this possible for you. Of course, George McPhee is the producer of this whole operation, but camera, you have Joe Novotny and also Gary Tresker. They also interchange each other on the main board. Still camera is Michelle Stabilla. And also on camera, you have Ryan Devine, Tara Goodlunas, Chris Boyer, and was that Angela Wynn? Or yes. Yes, okay. Yeah, McPhee writes like a doctor here. It looks like a prescription going in here, but those are the people. And I said, we would love to show you them. We'd love to get a shot. We will probably be able to put a shot up during one of the games, but if you knew how much time and effort goes into doing this, you'll know that they can't take any time out for themselves right now.
Hockenbrock from the shotgun. 2nd down and 15. Tries the little pass out here to Verano, but read nicely by the Red Tornadoes. Number 66, Joe Chicatano, followed the back out of the backfield, made a nice tackle.
That's about a 3-yard gain. Brings up a 3rd and 15 for the Indians. Ball's on the 31-yard line of Big Red right now. They're not back to the original line of scrimmage yet from that loss. Big play coming up for the Indians. I know they may go for it on both plays, but they'd like to certainly pick up some yardage on this 3rd down to give it that 4th down a little bit better shot. Trips formation.
Trips formation for the Indians. Hockenbrock, quick pass. Oh my goodness! By number 27, Dave Evans.
Oh my goodness!
Job by Dave Evans.
Wow!
Put Paul Yost on his back.
Wow! Oh my! That's a highlight play, folks. Oh my goodness! The loss back now to this 36. Shamokin area has steadily moved backwards, brings up a fourth and
down 20.
20 or 17.
They're adjusting us, that's all. Hagenbrock, fourth down play, back to pass. Lets one fly. And Chris Waugh and Veach down there after the ball. Red Tornadoes hold first down and 10 Red Tornadoes from the 36-yard line.
Great defense that time by Big Red. Again, Shamokin area, nothing offensively. They had one big play so far this evening in the first half. They have got to be concerned offensively right now about what's happening. Not so much defensively. We take the field with 5 minutes, 18 seconds left. We take over. Ball sitting on our 36-yard line or so. They lost how much yards? The play had begun on the 29.
Yes, I think
they began that series. So not a good series for the Indians.
Costello goes in motion. Draw play to Veach. Big hole. Gain of about 5 yards. Red nicely again brought over by number 67 in on the tackle, which is Todd Kurtz. So Kurtz came from, looked like maybe the left tackle position to make that stop. Appears the Indians gone into a 4-4 defense on that series, Wayne.
Well, you know, all night
switch back
long
and forth, I know.
They are jumping into so many different defenses, and Coach Whitey Williams said that this is what they've expected.
Well, actually, it's a 53, it looks like now.
Right.
That looks like their base defense is the 53, is what they've been running usually tonight.
Veach off the left side, does a little juke and goes for about a 2-yard gain. Knocked out of bounds by number 80 for the Indians, Brian Walsh.
I mean, that's what makes them so dangerous is there's so many different defenses and the constant pressure on the front of the line.
That's right.
They're pressuring the point of attack all the time. And that's what makes it very difficult to run against this team.
And that's why they've been so good year after year after year.
That's a lot of their success.
That's right.
They play a wide open, pressure, in-your-face defense all the time. Every play, they're all out.
Pitch back to Veach, going to bring it around the right side. Flags on the play. First down, very close to a first down, but this penalty looks like it'll go against the Red Tornado.
Yeah, it looks like one of those marching back ones.
Yep.
It's a shame he picked up the first down. Big Red had more penalties tonight than usual so far offensively too, and I think that's a lot to do with the defense. You know, when you got somebody in your face like that all the time, it makes you a little bit jumpy.
Well, again, you got to take a look at the 3 different teams that we played. Very slow teams. You're looking at, even Southern area last week, very strong. Much larger than what we were, but they were much slower. Mm-hmm. Here, now you're against a team that's very, very much quicker. And again, you're trying to get that extra step on for a block to get a hole open and everything else, and it does make a difference in the game.
Third down and about 8 yards to go. 4:26 left in the first half. 14-0, Red Tornadoes in the lead. Evans goes in motion. Karnaski, straight drop back. Looks on the fly pattern. Evans, he's out there. He catches it. Oh, he drops the ball on the 21. Wow, what a good throw by Karnaski that time.
What a throw, my goodness. Far that ball went. My goodness.
Not only that, Vic was pedaling backwards and just about threw that flat-footed.
My goodness. His arm continually amazes me when he lets loose with one of those things. Wow.
41 Costello in punt formation for the Red Tornadoes.
We have number 23, Tony Verano,
Is
back
deep this time. Punts away. Oh, booming kick by Costello. Going to hit on the 19, 15-yard line. Bounce to the 10, the 5. Oh, no. He picked it up on the 2-yard line, and he's knocked out of bounds on the 11. That one was going in for a touchback. Coach Chicatano has to be pulling his hair out right now.
Oh, I don't know what possessed him to do that. I don't know what he was thinking that time. Oh, my. You don't want to do that. He was on the 2.
No.
You're right when he picked it up.
That ball's in the end zone. You're bringing it back out to the 20.
First down and 10 Indians from about the 11-yard line.
That's the kind of thing in the film room where you want to try to get down in your chair as far as you can. You don't want to be seen when that one comes up on the film.
3:53 left in the first half. 14-0 Red Tornadoes in the lead.
Our coaches always had a tendency to push that button 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 5 times, man. You were back there going backwards, forwards. Why did you do this?
He kept hoping for the tape to break, but it never did.
Hagenbrock tries it to pencil up the middle. only a gain of about 1 yard. Tackle made by 41, Joe Costello, and 64, Mike Sinkovich. Second down and 9 yards to go for the Indians. The ball on the 12-yard line.
The Indians have got to be a little frustrated offensively right now. I know that, then they start to press a little bit and it becomes even worse.
Hagenbrock with the ball, cuts it up, and a nice tackle by 41, Joe Costello.
But I'll tell you what, you have to give the second quarter, you have to give all the credit to Joe Costello and his leg. He is definitely, he's put them in the hole 3 times now that he's punted. Down within the 10-yard line.
Yeah, field position's playing a big part of this football game right now.
Booming punts tonight.
I mean, we've won and lost football games on field position.
Yes, we
know
have.
how important it can be.
Timeout called by the Indians.
2:45 remains in the first half, folks, and a pretty good first half, I think, as we look on it right now with 2 minutes or so to go. Everything we expected, a lot of hard hitting.
Right.
I mean, wow, hard hitting. 2 defenses that are dominating. Both Mount Carmel area touchdowns set up by fumbles. One fumble by giving them really poor field position and then giving us great field position on the turnover. And then, of course, the fumble down on the 2-yard line, which was a gift in itself.
We're back, and I guess that was a tape change. And we never had those before this new punting rules went into effect. So
Absolutely.
Punting rule has really played with your talking, Warren. You know that.
They did it on purpose,
Hagenbrock tries around the left side to Yost. Nice tackle made by
64.
64, Mike Sinkovich in on that tackle.
Nobody touched him. He went unblocked again.
He came from his defensive tackle position.
That's a play, though. You can't leave him unblocked like that. Somebody's missing an assignment somewhere there when that play. That's 2 times that play was run and a run for negative yardage. So and now he finds himself in the unenviable position of punting out of his end zone again.
They're going to rush the punt, and Waugh sees it and calls. Looks like he's calling a timeout, but
they're short a guy. No, they're short a guy.
Right. Okay. Hagenbrock coming in, and Red Tornadoes rushing. Here they come. Blocked, partially blocked, and it bounces out on about the, it's coming still on its roll to about the 44-yard line.
First time they let it roll dead, though, was there.
Big rush that time by the Red Tornadoes.
I'll tell you what, they were close to the 25 seconds there,
right.
The way they were going.
Well, that's great football, though, folks. I mean, talk about strategy, and he did a great job of getting the ball out.
Yep, good job by Waugh.
Still kicked a good punt, putting us back on the Shamokin Indian 43-yard line or 44-yard line.
And actually, Rich Waugh saw the rush coming. He knew he needed that other person.
He was nervous. I mean, goodness, it's his job to count. He counts 10 guys. He's standing in his end zone. What would you do?
First down, Red Tornadoes. Costello reset in the backfield. Fake to Costello, pitch to Veach. Gonna take it out around, now he's bringing it back. There's a flag on the play. Big hole, Veach makes a great cut. And this one is probably for naught, but one of the best runs you're gonna see by 22, Brett Veach. Run down by Paul Yost, but there's flags on the play.
We've got to stop doing this, though. Mount Carmel area has got to be concerned about the penalties right now offensively. We get a touchdown called back. We've had 2 long runs called back. We got to be real careful about this. We can't afford to be doing this.
And that was a good call. I mean, we were not even set. We were moving all over the place on that one.
Got to get ourselves in gear here and settle down just a little bit and get rolling here.
30, Sean Jamin back into the lineup. Did you see the movement on that play, Wayne?
Yes.
Was it?
It wasn't set.
Nobody was set, is what you're saying. The backs weren't set, or? Karnowski fakes. Now he's going to take it to the corner of the end zone, and nice tackle made by number 55 on the defense for the Indians, which is T.J. Walsh.
Walsh saved the touchdown.
Yes, he did.
That was a touchdown had he not brought him down.
Timeout called by the Red Tornadoes.
That's a play we haven't seen so far, at least not in the way it unfolded anyway.
Well, everybody did go to the fake with Veach, but what happened was one man, T.J. Walsh, and he did a great job at running Kornaski down on about the 4-yard line for no gain.
I'll tell you what, and what really did a nice job there was he didn't tackle him low. He took him high and drug him back, because I think if he would have tackled him low, he would have picked up at least 1 or 2 yards, going forward. So TJ really did a job.
No, Vic can fall for 4 yards. So, he can stretch for 4 yards just laying down.
This is a big series for the Shamokin defense. If they can hold on this series and come into the second half holding the score at 14-0, they'll have a little more momentum.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously a score here, the way they've played offensively is a death knell. It truly is. If they hold this off, it's a little bit of momentum for them, but still in all, they've got to go into that locker room no matter what happens in the next 43 seconds, wondering about their offense.
The Red Tornadoes set up with a power backfield. Going to go to Veach behind the power. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes. Great blocking that time by the right side of the offensive line. And then also Steve Sinkovich and Joe Costello, the lead backers.
I mean, there's Sinkovich. You're taking him, somebody that's already played in the line. Now you're putting him in the backfield, shoulder to shoulder with Costello.
They tried the 2. And it is no good. They tried to pitch the ball over to Dave Evans, 27, but that one doesn't make it. So with 40 seconds left on the clock, the score, the Red Tornadoes 20, the Indians of Shamokin nothing.
Now the Indians need to be concerned. Obviously, they have not shown to be much of a threat in a comeback sense, at least in the first half. They need to make major adjustments offensively in the second half to stay in the football game. Big Red doing all it needs to do right now, I think, offensively and especially defensive. They are absolutely stifling the Indians. A classic football game so far. 2 great defenses, a couple of miscues, and 1 great play by Kornatsky, and you end up with 20 points on the scoreboard. So a lot to be done at halftime. This is the kind of game where you got a lot of things you got to do at halftime to get into the second half and make sure everybody's on the same page and get the adjustments you need done, and come right out and have a big second half.
You wonder with Jamin out there, I mean, why he didn't lead him more and just keep him in stride. But when you have a man that open, you get it to him. You don't want it to end up being a drop ball.
Not only that, now you have to remember what Vic was doing.
He was pedaling to the right side.
Yeah, he was pedaling to the right side.
Still,
now he's got to throw back to the left side of the field.
Oh, an onside kick. Fumbled. Oh, almost picked up and recovered by the Indians. But one of the number 40, Damian Ziegler, had it in his hands and just bounced through his fingertips.
You know what? I don't think he even expected it, because it hit off the Shamokin player's helmet and came right back to him.
That was a little sneak right there. And really, Red Tornado should have had that ball.
He caught that. He might have scored a touchdown. He caught it in mid-stride. You don't often catch the onside kick like that. He was close to going in full gait there.
38 seconds left in the first half. 20-0, Red Tornadoes in the lead. Hockenbrock in the shotgun formation. Snaps back. Jason Malakowski after him. Hockenbrock does a nice fake. Now he's still running and comes out of bounds on the 39-yard line.
Give Malakowski credit there. He never stopped. He never stopped coming.
And he didn't go for any of the fakes that Hockenbrock was throwing either. He shuffled his feet the right way, didn't cross his feet up.
Not only that took a lot of time off the clock. 30 seconds remaining now. I noticed Twisty must have a real headache after the game from twisting around so many times. You know that?
Oh, Hockenbrock snaps low. Steve Sinkovich with the rush. Oh, almost intercepted by 29, Dan Malakowski. Good defense, though. Good defense.
Too many guys there to throw the ball where he did. He was lucky he didn't get intercepted that time.
24 seconds left on the clock. 3rd down and 14 yards to go for the Indians. The ball's on the 37-yard line. Coach Conley calling the defenses from the sidelines.
He certainly called the right one so far just tonight. I have to give him credit there. He knows what he was doing.
Going to try an inside handoff to Verano. That goes nowhere. Tackle made by 41, Joe Costello. The Red Tornadoes call for a timeout because they want to punt. they want to see a punt.
Obviously, you know why he's an All-State candidate. Heck, he's an All-State linebacker, and he'll be an All-State linebacker this year. That thumb's giving him a little bit of a problem there, though. He's feeling some pain there with that thumb.
It's been amazing, though, how he's taken the snaps on the punts and kicked the ball so well. And
they're going to bring him out. I was going to say, they may send in you need to, I mean, there's only 18 seconds left here. I think we can probably, I hate to say this because he's going to get mad at me, but I think we could probably do a play here without him. Let him get that thumb from throbbing and doing whatever the heck it's doing.
And again, you got to look at 47, Steve Sinkovich, a sophomore going in to take his position. And Steve, again, taking some talent in there.
27, Dave Evans will be the lone back for the Red Tornadoes. That'll put number 4, Rich Waugh, in the punt formation. Now, they might try a fake punt here, or they're just going to go for the ball. I don't know how many timeouts the Red Tornadoes called. Back to pass, looks at Waugh, has him on the 38 and knocked out of bounds on the 31-yard line. First down and 10 Indians with 10 seconds left on the clock.
Nice play that time by the Indians. Everything went to the right. He threw back to the left. Waugh was dragging across the grain of the offense and the defense, and he was open. And he got out of bounds, which was even more important, although it was a first down.
Well, you think this one should be the Hail Mary to the end zone. 10 seconds left on the clock. Hockenbrock from the shotgun formation. Brian Walsh split far left. Hockenbrock looking.
Hold.
Hockenbrock looking over the middle. Incomplete at about the 13-yard line. 1 second left on the clock.
That was a hold in the middle of the line there, folks. I mean, we definitely missed that baby, but it's not good to be tacked on guys like that.
Well, this will be the final play of the first half.
Shamokin area desperately needs to put the ball in the end zone. I would think that why take a play where you're not going to at least get within 10 yards of the end zone? Give yourself a shot at going in.
Hockenbrock, shotgun. Lots of time. Now the rush is there. Looks over the middle at number 2, Yost, but it was only about the 10-yard line. No good, incomplete. The end of the first half, the score, the Red Tornadoes 20, the Indians of Shamokin nothing. We'll be back with some halftime stats in one moment. Back to start the second half and some halftime stats for more.
Well, the hardest part about the stats, we're trying to get down there. I have a capacity crowd. I had to rent space to get down to the field level. The stats, pretty much follow this game. You're not going to see a wild differential in the stats compared to what happened in the game. Mount Carmel area has rushed the ball in the first half 19 times for a total of 102 yards. They were only 1 of 8 for 44, and of course that was that long one to Jamin. Beach individually rushed the ball 13 times for 88 yards, one of the first times, in fact, the first time he's been under 100 yards in the first half this year.
Yes.
Costello 2 for 5. Kornatsky carried the ball 3 times for a total of 4 yards, and Evans 1 for 5 yards. Mount Carmel area had 6 first downs in the first half. Shamokin area, and what you see is what you get here. Rushing, they rushed the ball 14 times, and they have a total of 6 yards on the ground. Rushing so far a little better. In the passing department, they were 5 of 11 for 58 yards, and they had 2 first downs in the first half. So, not a whole big difference in what you saw and what was actually happening down there. A defensive game, to say the least, on both sides of the ball. Probably more so from Mount Carmel area standpoint. And again, the key to the entire first half is the miscues by the Indians, which set up so many of the points in the first half. So the Indians need to play a perfect game here in the second half if they are going to stay in the game. They need to do some things exceptionally well on offense if they're going to win the game.
Something we don't get to do too often, but give the coaching staff of the Red Tornadoes a little bit of a highlight here. Head coach Dave Whitey Williams, the defensive coordinator Charlie Conley just doing a great job. Chink Conley. The other coaches, Bob Verano, Bob Veach, Tommy Edwards, Paul Babinski, Al Yasenchak, TJ Schultz, and Dan Markwood. And Nice coaching staff doing a great job this year. Down on the sideline, Doc Greco. Makes every Thursday night, Pride night, makes every Friday night football game, and says a lot of neat, inspirational things to these guys to keep them going in these football games.
And just about as quiet a guy as you're ever going to get, a low profile in a program, but he's truly one of the integral parts of this program year in and year out.
Sinkovic with the kickoff. Looks like it's taken by Walsh. Initial hit made by 40 Ziegler, and then finished off over there by number 45, Ryan McGee, and 44, John Kalinowski. First down, Indians from about the 39-yard line.
A great halftime performance by the Indian band, and always, I don't know why it is with the Indians, but always, and it's a great thing, is that you had 2 cheerleaders and 2 varsity, or 3, I'm not sure, there were 2 varsity that I saw
for sure. Varsity football players.
Varsity football players who participated in the band at halftime, and that, you know, that's truly an amazing feat, to be in the band, to be a cheerleader and a football player, you know, and to do all those things at one time. My hat goes off to those kids.
Hockenbrock pitches back to Verano. Finds a hole. Nice block that time by the purple offensive line. And tackle made by number 21, Matt Montgomery. But when the safety makes the tackle, good blocking by the right side of the offensive line of the Indians, number 67 of the Indians, which is Todd Kurtz.
Todd Big Red in an inside blitz, and they sealed it. Yeah, we blitzed into the play, but they had gotten around it by the time the blitzer went through, and they sealed us. That can go for big yardage when you do that, when you put your linebackers into the line like that.
I guess that's Chris Pfeiffer, the guard. Now he pulls left. There goes Verano, but Dave Evans, initial hit, and Verano stays on his feet close back to the first down marker. Good tackle that time by Dave Evans.
I'll tell you what, Verano's showing you some great balance there. He was hit 5 yards from actually the line of scrimmage on the 50-yard line and actually dove up to the 45.
Ryan Carnuccio back into the lineup for 67, Todd Kurtz. Waugh splits far right, Yost far left. Hockenbrock with pencil and Verano in the backfield. Back to pass. Looks over the middle. Complete to number 4, Rich Waugh. Nice
42.
Oh, it's 42. McBride makes the catch. I saw the 4, missed the 2, Wayne. Close. It'll be a first down. Indians on the 35-yard line. And what you talked about, Warren, is happening. 2 consecutive first downs. The Indians offense had to do something.
Yeah, they had 2 the whole first half, and they look real good now starting the second half. They've come out, they're running with authority, they're blocking at the line, and, you know, that's what they absolutely have to do if they're going to stay in this football game.
Number 2, Paul Yost out of the game. Pitch back to Verano. Rushed by Costello and then hit by 27 Evans and 47 Steve Sinkovic.
And number 60.
And Malikoski also in there, number 60,
good hit.
Jason Malikoski.
But Costello made the play. He blitzed into the play, forced the runner to change where he would have normally went, and he changed right into the flow of the defense. So, again, he broke the play up and didn't get credit for a tackle, but probably was the key to it.
Second down and 11 yards to go. Hockenbrock back to pass. Looks at McBride. Incomplete. Good coverage that time by Malikoski. Dan Malikoski. And with the both Malikoskis in, we better get first names going. Third down and 11 yards to go.
Something a little bit different. You see Shamokin coming out. The Indians.
I was just going to say that.
Everything is very quick passes. They're looking for the defense or the offensive ends coming in and looking for the seam. As soon as they hit the seam, Hockenbrock hitting them with the ball. They're picking up their 5-10 yards, first downs.
Hockenbrock sets the Indians. McBride split far left. Waugh and Yost to the right side of this lineup. Hockenbrock back to pass. Oh, he's rolling to his left. Now finds time. Big rush by Sinkovic. That was Mike Sinkovic, and he gains about 2 yards. Nice hit by 29, Dan Malikoski.
Oh, he took a hit he didn't need to there, though.
Right.
He should have stepped out that time. Great hit that time, Malikoski. Hockenbrock took a good hit and jumped right back up, but unfortunately he gained 1 yard. He needed 10.
Fourth down and 10 yards to go. The ball in the 34-yard line.
11. He was a yard behind there. Shamokin area will line up the punt, and if nothing else, will exchange field position finally. And that's something he did not have probably the entire first half, was good field position to begin.
9:08 left in the third quarter. Pencil in there right at the fullback position. So could it be a fake? McBride goes in motion, and they don't call it. The punt is bouncing on about the 20-yard line, will be down, looks like about the 19, but they sort of missed the motion call there, but that's okay. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes.
When you hop around like that, that's hard to see. I don't, you know.
I guess they thought he was allowed to do that. They thought he was a motion man.
He hopped backwards?
With the ball being snapped, motion
Well,
man?
I'm saying that's what I think. They must have been thinking that, though, because not one of them pulled the flag out. That's unusual that they all would have missed it.
Karnaski sets the Red Tornadoes. Costello and Veach in the backfield. To Veach off the right side. And looked like 72 in on the
42.
initial hit. Maybe 42? Well, we'll give it to Carnuccio and 42, which is McBride. Number 45, Ryan McGee, into the offensive lineup. He'll take the place of Evans and bring a play in. 8:22 left in the third. Second down and 9 for the Red Tornadoes. McGee split far left, Jamin right, up the middle to Costello, still on his feet, and gains only about 2 yards. Big pile up that time in the center of the Shamokin defense. Looked like 51 in on the initial hit for Shamokin, Chris Christian. Or Chris Pfeiffer. It's Chris Pfeiffer.
Well, one thing that happens, which you can't change no matter what you are if you're Shamokin area, is time. 7 minutes, 50 seconds now remaining in the third period. Time is what they don't have. Mount Carmel area may look like it's not doing a whole lot, but it's taking precious time away from the clock as it comes up the field.
Karnaski fakes, going to take the pitch, gives it to Veach, tries it out around the right side. That was a slow developing play and gains only about 2 yards. Tackle made by 42, Josh McBride.
Big Red will be forced to punt. And again, the way Costello's been punting, not a bad thing to have happen. He's been really booming the ball, but field position plays an important part here now.
Plus, also, remember his hand.
Yeah,
you know,
his thumb.
Right. Verano and Yost going deep. Chicatano with the snap. Snaps back. Good booming kick in the direction of Yost. Bounces. Yost takes it on the 31-yard line. Ryan McGee running him after him. Now Yost finds some running room and knocked out of bounds on about the 48-yard line. Dave Evans in on the tackle, along with 29 Malakowski and 76 Boyer.
Hey, you see why Yost is a threat here. You know, he gets his hands on the ball. Looks like he's going to be tackled by McGee coming down on the coverage. He picks up 16, 17 yards on the return.
But again, took a lot of time off the clock in those 4 plays, and maybe what Mount Carmel's looking for. There's those games where you can't take the chances of throwing the ball all the time, and you just want to eat some time off the clock.
No, you're up 20-0. You don't need to throw the ball right now.
Pitch back to Verano. Going to try the left side, the short side of the field. 5-yard gain. Knocked out of bounds by number 30, Sean Jamin.
And that's what Warren was talking about before when Hockenbrock took the ball down on the left-hand side there. You know, stepping out of bounds would have killed the clock there for them, you know, saving, you know, maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Even though it was 4th down and they had the punt anyway.
6:44 left in the third quarter, 20-0. Pencil on the inside, handoff read nicely by number 41, Joe Costello.
Yeah, the inside handoff, I mean, Pencil's got to wish for this game to get over with. They keep sending him inside like that, and that play is one play that is going nowhere. It hasn't done nothing so far tonight. But that, you know, that's what Pencil's there for. Pencil's mostly the blocker, and he's in there to soften that middle up once in a while and keep everybody honest. It's a tough way for honesty is the only problem with it.
Hagenbrock back to pass. Looking at a left side screen pass. And Verano brings it back to the middle of the field. Nice tackle made by 83 Higgins and number 30 Sean Jamin. But McBride looked like he was going to go down the sideline.
But they had read it.
No, that was Verano. Brought it back to the middle.
They read it right. The screen was.
Right.
You notice they stopped rushing immediately. Only 2 continued in, and he really had nowhere to go. He had all he could do to get back. And he lost just a couple yards that time.
Jamin was actually the key there.
Yeah.
Rich Waugh in punt formation. Snaps back. Kicks away, return is on for the Red Tornadoes. Bounces on about the 21-yard line, taken by Evans. Brings it to the 19 and is hit on the 19-yard line and flags on the play.
29 and 29, we're locking up horns on that one.
This is going to be a good call, a close call here. And Evans, I don't know if it's a cramp or not. He went down on that play.
Yeah, it's a cramp.
Okay.
It's a cramp. That's what they're doing, but we thought we had seen the last of that, hopefully.
Personal foul clipping against the Red Tornadoes.
That's a penalty that can hurt you. Look at the field position you now give up. You pin yourself down now. And time just keeps moving on, though. 5:22 remaining in the third quarter. 20-0 to score with Big Red in the lead. You're not going to see a ton of fancy things going on. Not this close to their own goal line for openers. So
I'm just seeing where they moved the ball back to, Warren. It looks like it's going back to about the 9-yard line.
yeah, that's where it's set up at on the 9. So a costly penalty for Big Red, putting them deep in their own territory. Of course, here the only things you're looking at doing here is hold on to the ball. You absolutely do not want to fumble. You do not want to give them a cheapy touchdown. You want them. You're down up 20-0. You want them to earn a touchdown. So everybody's got to be doubly careful here what they're doing this far down in their own zone.
Hand off to Veach, behind Costello. Tackle made by 42 McBride. And also in there, number 67, Todd Kurtz.
Kurtz making his presence known in the last couple series here.
Yes, he's done pretty well here in the beginning of the second half.
McGee comes out and number 47, Steve Sinkovich, into the Red Tornado lineup. I'll put a power backfield into the Red Tornado backs with Costello and Sinkovich. They're coming that direction, and there's room. And Veach gets out to the 19-yard line, close to a first down. Might be about half a yard short.
Or so, depending where it's marked. They may want to measure it at being so far away. They're giving it the old 1-2 look there.
Ooh,
and
they gave it to him.
Well, the problem is I can't see where the other one, see the slope of the field over there.
Right.
You don't exactly see the mark. I knew he was real close to it, but they looked all the way across the field. I'm surprised Shamokin didn't ask for a measurement. The Indians should have said, let's measure the thing and be sure, but they didn't. So either they were pretty sure too, or they just didn't want to, one or the other.
4:38 left in the third quarter. 20-0 Red Tornadoes. Flags on the play, and I think we had a lineman set, and he came back up.
Yep.
Dead ball foul, illegal procedure against the Red Tornadoes.
First and 15 now for Big Red. A lot of mistakes tonight offensively, I think, for Big Red, though, mental mistakes. I know that the coaching staff probably isn't thrilled to death with how that went, but they've got to be happy with 20-0 score right now.
Veach coming up the middle. Gain of only about 2 yards. This one will be in on the tackle.
Yeah, Roble again, another kid who's a force on the defensive line. Made some good plays tonight, has been all over the field. A name, you've called a lot, so he's having a heck of a defensive game. They're well coached defensively. They truly are. They don't make mistakes, and they don't get out of position. They hold the field, and that's what you need to do when you have some really quick backs in the backfield.
Second down and 12 yards to go. Power backfield again. Fake to Veach. Fly pattern to Jamin. He's out there. Ooh, broken up nicely by number 2, Paul Yost, and he gives Jamin a little kick.
Well, I'm not going to say anything. He'll see it on the films. He'll know. That's not football.
Third down and 12 to go.
A little frustration. That's going to happen. But an athlete as good as he is, you keep it in. You keep it in yourself. You play hard football.
3:52 left in the clock in the third quarter.
this is the kind of game where both sides get tired just pushing each other around after the play all the time. It can wear you out.
Yeah.
Just to shoving all the time between two guys.
Good co-region football.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's about.
Karnaski back to pass. Looks on the screen. Good block. And Veach breaks loose. Fumble on the play. Recovered by number 2, Yost. Still with the ball and is tackled. First down. Indians on about the 31-yard line.
That's just what I said. You don't want to fumble the ball. You don't want to give them a push into the crowd here. You got a man down, and I can't see who that is. That's just Costello with a cramp, and you also had the bus is limping. He's back. He's all right.
He's cleaning his spikes off.
Yeah, the big guy's all right.
Well, turn of events for the Indians. First down and 10 in the Red Tornado territory at the 31-yard line. We know Joe Costello will be out at least on the first play, and again with these cramps, it'll put Steve Sinkovich in at linebacker for the Red Tornadoes.
Well,
maybe not. We have to see what they do here.
I was vindicated at Supper Club last night, though, guys. You notice what the rule is for cramps? Fluids. I called it. They still do it. Fluids, fluids, fluids.
Now, what did they? Bobby Veach said last week they drank what?
36 gallons.
36 gallon of water on the sidelines last week.
That's gonna make you wonder.
Whoa.
And there was some talk about tonic water.
Well, there was some talk about when they were talking about the 36 gallon last night. Crossed my mind was how come nobody had to go to the bathroom? I mean, we're talking a lot of water here, guys. And that roughly turns out to be a gallon of water per player when you,
That's right.
when you count it up. So we're lucky we weren't floating at the end of the game last week. Jeez.
That was a nice screen pass. Good play by Veach to get away from, I guess Carnuccio was coming in on that on the right side.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it was Roble. I'll tell you, 75.
70.
Roble. It was Roble who pinned
Roble?
it, and he sidestepped Roble. And, you end up with the fumble because he's fighting for those last yards, and you see it in the pros, you see it everywhere, though. You're battling for those last couple of yards, and that's what happens. You end up fumbling.
Costello has had a heck of a game, but only 3:37 left in the third quarter, and he's out right now.
And he plays his heart out. You got to say that for him. He gives everything, every play.
That puts number 47, Steve Sinkovich, in at linebacker for the Red Tornadoes. Pencil and Verano in the backfield. Hockenbrock to Verano. Finds a little running room off the left side. Gain of 5 yards.
Who's in there? Chicatano, number 30.
30, Jamin.
Jamin.
Second down and 5 yards to go. Full house backfield. Give it to Verano behind it. Good hit that time. Number 60, Jason Malakowski, in on the bottom of the pile. Number 66, Joe Chicatano. Gain of only about 3 yards. Third down and 2 yards to go. 3 yards to go.
Yeah, Jay Malakowski made a beautiful move. He came over actually from the
left
from
tackle,
the from the backside of the defense to make the tackle on that.
Hagenbrock hands the Verano off the left side, cuts it back nicely himself, but a good gang tackle there by the Red Tornadoes. 47, Steve Sinkovich, 65, Ricky Harris, 27, Evans, and 30, Sean Jamin. Also 66, Chicatano.
No gain on the play that time, right? Brings up 4th and 3. Big play for the Indian offense.
He picked up about 2 yards. And
they gave him a lot more than he picked up, I thought.
They had him trapped in the backfield, and he did make a cut back towards the center of the field for that 3 yards.
Well, that's going to bring it. See, the scoreboard is saying 4th and 3, too.
They're going to measure.
Measuring it.
They're measuring.
It's a lot closer than I thought he was to the marker.
Well, they're bringing it out to the hash mark. That's what they're using the chains for.
He has less than a yard, or about a yard, a little less than a yard to go for a first down, though. Big play for the Indian offense. They need to keep moving if they're going to be in the game.
Chains are set. The Indians come up to the line of scrimmage. 4th down, 2:05 left in the 3rd quarter. 4th and less than 1 to go. Ackerbrock tries.
He
It's a
fumbled.
fumble.
He fumbled.
And
It's over. Whether they recovered or not, they didn't get it. He dropped the ball.
I think it was recovered by the Red Tornadoes, but no matter what, 1st down, Red Tornadoes. Good job by the Red Tornado defense.
He stepped away just a little too quick, trying to figure out which way he
That's right.
wanted to make the move, and he didn't have the ball when he stepped away. Tough break for the Indians, but again, it's going to sum up their offense
Right.
up to this point in the football game.
And that's a play there. You only need 6 inches. What you do, you get the ball and you go with the surge of the line.
Yeah,
actually for 6 inches.
He took a little step backward to decide which part of the center, I guess, he wanted to go into, which end, and didn't have the ball with him. He hit the ground. It was over.
Kanaski to Veach. Finds some running room from the left side of the line, back up the middle, gain of about 5.
Beach now with 88 yards in the first half is over 100 yards in the second half. So he continues that streak of 100-yard games going. He's having a great game. And what you don't see tonight is, compared to like last week when he had such long runs. And
Right.
This is just as good a game because they're hard yards he's gaining. And he's in the middle, so, you got to give him a lot of credit. He's not the biggest guy on the field, but he's running tough. And again, time continues to go off the clock as we near the end of the 3rd quarter.
1:20 left in the 3rd. Veach gets to the outside. One block, and there he goes. He's out of bounds at about the 49-yard line, and Yost does a nice job of
Now we
holding
give
him
him
from
credit.
going into the bench.
I
Right.
admonished him a little while
That's
ago,
right.
and I give him all the credit in
Good
the world
job
for
by-
keeping him from going into the bench.
Good job by Paul Yost that time to hold Veach from going into the bench.
Tell you what, give credit right there for that play. Now Veach had made the corner, but you give credit to number 47, Steve Sinkovich. Steve took on the defensive end, and the linebacker was trailing over, and he actually fended off the defensive end and dove just to stumble at the linebacker as he was coming over.
Kanaski, quick pass to Jamin. Nice job and close to a 1st down at about the 40-yard line. Good tackle by Yost that time.
Yeah, he may have saved the touchdown by slowing him up enough that time. And he's on the he's getting it. He has a cramp.
Looks like a cramp.
You know what?
too with Paul.
Paulie had tripped there. I don't know whether a spike got caught in the turf or what happened, but
No, they're working on a cramp.
Okay.
Yeah. He looked like he was going to try to crawl off the field that time the way he was heading.
Nice quick pass by Kanaski that time to Sean Jamin.
Nice pickup. 1st and 10 and Big Red again, and now moving with a little bit of authority. And the thing you gotta think about here is, with the inefficiency of the Indian offense, the Indian defense is starting to get tired, and that's going to happen. You can't play the kind of up-in-your-face football, pressure football they play and be on the field as much as they have been. That's going to be a deciding factor, I believe, in the 4th quarter. If the offense can't put a sustained drive,
Right.
and then the killer to that is if you sustain a drive, you're out of the football game because you can't afford to sustain a drive with the time that's left on the clock.
I'll tell you what. The first 2 series of downs in the beginning of the game, their defense, I think, again, like you said, it's a chess match. Everybody's trying to feel somebody else out. It's well, what are we going to run here until we see what the Tornadoes are going to run. Their first series were a little ragged around the edges a little bit. Their only play since then was that long pass to Higgins that somebody missed the coverage on down here on that long pass from Vic.
Right,
Other
exactly.
than that, their defense has done I think an outstanding job on the field so far tonight.
I agree, I do.
Paul Yost goes off on the Shamokin sideline and gets an excellent round of applause from the Indian fans.
The Tornadoes score on the fumble down here on the 2-yard line, and also on the fumble up here within the 20, and they drove in also. So I think their defense has done an outstanding job as the amount of time that they've been on the field.
Kanaski with Sinkovich Steve as the fullback and Veach as the tailback. Oh, a big
Backside.
rush, but a good pass gets it off to Higgins, catches it on about the 25. 1st down, Red Tornadoes on the 25-yard line. Big rush and a great block
Who
by
came back?
Brett Veach
Was
that time.
Somebody stepped back.
I think it was Veach.
And because I'll tell you what, Vic would have got whacked had he not stepped back
Yep.
into the play.
Mike Zavarik, number 81, into the Red Tornado lineup.
Had Mike with us last night at supper. Spoke well to us last night. Had a good time with him.
Had a great interception in the Southern game.
Absolutely. And we had Mr. Jamin with us last night.
Kudowski, quick pass. Uh-oh. Intercepted by Walsh at about the 10-yard line. And a nice tackle made by 81, Mike Zavarik. But Walsh does a great job on the interception. And they ended up with double coverage there on Jamin, and that's what caused that play.
Now, we kind of threw a floater. Tough. That was a pretty good threat we had rolling there. That's a tough thing to have happen, but it also brings an end to the quarter as we enter the fourth quarter now. Again, the score still remains 20-0 in favor of Big Red. Let me give you a chance in case we have an exciting fourth quarter and I missed everything. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to and watching WKNC TV, broadcasting directly from the campus at Mount Carmel Area High School. We are broadcasting over a microwave signal WLX 267. We are an instructional fixed television service, and you can find us on a Wednesday night, 8 p.m. on the Service Electric Cable System on Channel 13. You could probably throw a plug in for Shamokin on this one, too, because you can find them on Thursday night.
Thursday night.
Shamokin area football, Indian football is shown. They bring the tapes up to us. We broadcast it out on a Thursday night at 8 p.m. at Channel 13.
Yes.
The same channel, just a different night at 8 o'clock. So if you want to catch Indian football, Thursday night tonight. Except for this game.
You know what they send it to home games. It's the home games. They do not take.
Oh, they don't do the away
games.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, did they play? Where did they play North Schuylkill?
Home.
At home?
Oh, I see. I thought that was
I thought it was away.
I thought it was away
maybe.
myself.
I don't know.
I thought it was the away games.
Well,
but hey, you're from visiting down. Yost is the ball carrier and brings it up the middle. Tackle made by 27, Dave Evans.
Well, we might add he's in charge of bringing the tape up, so
Yes,
he should know.
Yeah,
He brings it up. He ought to have some idea what the heck they do. But
well, that's what I was told anyway.
Indian football, try Thursday nights at
you.
8. We're pretty sure they're on at some point. So
Second down and 4 yards to go for the Indians. Hockenbrock to Verano. Out around the outside, Malachowski, 29. Dan pitches to Yost. And then the tackle made by number 60, Malachowski, the other Malachowski. So both Malachowskis in on that, along with Eric Higgins, 83, and 64, Mike Sinkovich.
well, we're seeing kind of a little bit of everything going on right now here, offensively for the Indians. Third down and 7 yards to go now for the big purple gang out there. Again, every play on offense is important for several reasons. One, they need to score, and two, they need to keep that defense off the field now that we're in the fourth quarter.
Hockenbrock to pass. Hits number 37 for the Indians, which is Bill Pencil.
Costello on the tackle.
Oh, it's back in. Joseph's back
Yeah,
in.
he slipped in. I didn't even see him come in. He snuck in. I didn't watch him leave the field. Nice play by Shamokin that time. Hockenbach made a nice pass that time. They looked really good that time around.
First down, Indians on the 41-yard line. Hockenbrock looking at Waugh. Now tries over the middle at Yost. Oh! In and out of the hands of 21, Matt Montgomery.
Kind of threw the ball up that time. Too many defenders. He's trying to force the ball in. You got 3 defenders converging on the football. Not always the best thing you want to do there. But nice play by the defense. And again, Yost is truly a lightning rod for defensive backs right now. Everywhere he goes, they go. It's going to be very difficult, I think, to break a big play with him.
Joe Costello comes off right now.
And you know what he's saying? Why am I coming out? Why did you send somebody in for me? What are we doing here? That's exactly what he just said when he came off.
Hockenbrock rolls right. Big rush from Sinkovich and makes him throw it long to the 40-yard line. But nice rush by 47, Steve Sinkovich.
I think they brought Costello out just to put some fresh legs in.
That might be.
And that's what
Joe's going back
Sinkovich was. But who's he going in for, though? He's going in for 60.
Well, he's going in for Ricky Harris, but that'll put Sinkovich at nose
back
guard,
down
right?
to the
So
line.
they're shifting a lot of bodies around right now.
Yeah, that was a fresh leg on a blitz is what it really came down to. That's a nice play by Coach Connolly to call that play. Although he's going to have to deal with Costello later on over it. Yeah. There'll be repercussions from him when this is over. But
3rd down, 10, 9:57 left in the ball game. Draw play, and read nicely by the Red Tornadoes, but a good run that time. Looks like he's finished off by Higgins. And who's on there? Chicatano, 66.
4th and 10. Big Red has sent in its punt return team. Is Shamokin area going to punt, you think? 9 minutes, 30 seconds remain in the 4th quarter. They're down 20-0. The ball is on their 40-yard line, and they've lined up the punt.
Snaps back to Waugh, and flags on the play. Evans and Malachowski deep for the Red Tornadoes. Illegal procedure called against the Indians, and they've caught a lot of motion these referees have in both teams tonight that we haven't seen in any of the prior games.
Yeah, he caught like a little too much motion, if you ask me. You know. We're sorting things out here. It's still going to be a punting situation, just a little bit longer now. It's 4th and 15 for the Indians. Ball on the 35-yard line in their own territory.
Oh, we got motion right there.
Kicks away, high, end over end, getting the Red Tornadoes out of the way. Bounces back, and 72 downs the ball for the Indians, Chris Carnuccio. Coughlin Berwick scored just given, and we even know this will be seen on Wednesday night, but just for your guys' sake, nothing in the 4th quarter.
Ooh. Really? Is that what they were all oohing about?
That's what they were oohing about.
My goodness.
I'll tell you what, the coach from Coughlin was interviewed at I guess it was 6 o'clock when I was watching, and what he said was if he could stay with them for the first half and close game, they thought they could win the game.
Well, this year in high school football, you know, in PIAA football, it goes into overtime if there's a tie. Karnaski to Veach. Big hit that time by number 51.
And 37.
Yeah,
both of them put him down that time.
51 on the tackle, Chris Pfeiffer, and 37, Bill Pencil.
Of course, there was a Bishop McDevitt played a double overtime game in the regular season and lost, which was stunning that they had lost a game. But I believe the Upper Dauphin last week or the week before, so it's coming into play early in the season as far as no ties are concerned.
2nd down and 10 to go for the Red Tornadoes. Karnaski rolls right, looks at Jamin. Oh, good play that time made by number 72, Chris Carnuccio.
Now you know why Chris Carnuccio, even with his size, plays basketball.
Yeah.
He was skying that time.
Yeah, he's quite an athlete. He
yes,
really
he is.
His presence has been felt by Mount Carmel area the entire evening tonight. He can hold his head high. He played a great game
An excellent basketball player, too. You should see him on a court.
Unfortunately, I have. Usually when he's playing us, and
yes.
I've seen more of him than I wanted to, in fact.
8:09 left in this ball game. 20-0 Red Tornadoes. Karnaski back to pass. Looks long, sees Evans. He's out there. He catches it on the 5-yard line. First downing, goal to go from the 5-yard line.
22, Chicatano fell, and you know, he fell on the adjustment. They both stopped and looked to see where the ball was, and as soon as they saw where the ball was, they took off, and Chicatano slipped down. A catch for Evans, the ball down on the 5, and there's not a whole lot you can do there.
That's
I mean,
true.
He did everything you wanted him to do, except he fell down at the last second there, and the ball was completed for a large gain.
That has to be a horrible feeling for Dave Evans, though, when he falls and say, oh, I got to catch this one, you know, because he's down, and good catch by Evans.
And he's hoping to try to catch it and get into the end zone, and he knows that's not going to happen.
Hey, just catch it. Great catch. Power backfield. Hand off to Veach. Finds lots of room up the middle.
Well, we all called it today.
Yeah,
No.
They're going to call it on the 1-yard line.
No, they're calling it on the edge of the white goal line.
Edge of the white goal line.
You're not even close to the 1. I don't know how he didn't get in.
No, it can't be touching the white, that's for sure. If it touches the white, it breaks the plane in the goal line, and he scores.
He's awful close down there, folks. Believe me. We're playing the touchdown song, though, so apparently we're not going to wait.
Well,
and see
we
how
sort of
this ends
missed
up.
it, I think.
2nd and 1 to go for Big Red. 6 minutes, 56 seconds remain in the game.
Kanaski to Costello. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes.
I thought for a second he was going to throw the ball in the stand.
Good job that time by the Red Tornadoes. Right side of the offensive line. Chicatano, Boyer, John Elsett tackle, and give credit to the left side of the offensive line, Rick Harris and Gary Dunn. In to attempt the extra point, number 64, Mike Sinkovich. The holder, 21, Matt Montgomery, and the snapper, number 66, Joe Chicatano. Snaps back, kicks up, and it's no good, off to the right side. With 6:48 left in the ball game, the score, the Red Tornadoes 26, the Indians from Shamokin nothing.
That pretty much feels the Indians' fate, I think, for this evening. That kind of comeback that they would need is they're not capable of offensively right now. They played one great game defensively.
Defensively, right. Excellent.
Everything you could ever want. Mount Carmel area shutting them down completely offensively. I mean, they really did nothing against our defense. We played inspired defense. We're talking about theirs a lot, but we played inspired defense tonight. And we made some nice plays against what is one of the premier defenses in the league this year. And remember, this is a league game for us guys. This is an anthracite league game. So we're going to be sitting pretty after this one with one big one in the league left with
North Schuylkill.
North Schuylkill will be the biggest one. There's a couple more left in the league, but that's the big one. But certainly we're going to be in the driver's seat right now in league play. Again, you want to win here. You want to walk away with a win because AAA, you're going to pick some extra points up, and you're going to get yourself a little bit higher up in those District 4 AA standings.
Well, as Phil had explained at Supper Club, that a win here would put us.
Shellhammer with the kick, recovered by number 29, Malakowski. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. And I'm not sure Jake was really doing that kick. It looked like he was going to send one, but...
My goodness. Oh, that was a killer there for the Indians. That's a tough play.
6:46 left in the ball game. Kanaski with Veach and Steve Sinkovich in the backfield. Takes the handoff, Kanaski back to pass, rolling to his left, throws the ball, intercepted by number 5, out of bounds, but a nice interception made by Todd Hockenbrock.
Well covered over there. Even not only Hockenbrock was over there, but who made the interception? Hockenbrock did.
Right. I think Waugh was it 4?
I think it was.
Chris Waugh over there?
He was over there, yeah.
Right now, Hockenbrock's in for Yost. He limped off after the extra point, Wayne.
More cramps, I guess. I can see him down there, though. He's moving around pretty well, though. It's got cramps. That's exactly what it is.
Second down and 10 yards to go. 6:18 left in the fourth. Sinkovich gained him only about 2 yards.
Coming off the pile there, 67.
Number 6, yes, Todd Kurtz on the tackle.
As we said, another big night for Kurtz. He played excellent football there on the defensive line for the Indians.
Kurtz, Carnuccio, TJ Walsh.
Yeah.
Right across that whole defensive line.
Roble, yeah, don't leave Roble out. He had himself a heck of a game.
I guess we've called Pfeiffer's number a few times in there, so they've used a lot of people. Veach going to take it out around the left side, find some running room, and gains about 5 or 6 yards. It'll be 4th down and 5 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes.
And they're deciding whether they want to punt the ball or not. That's exactly what they're talking about. Should they punt? And it don't look like they're going to. Looks like they're going to go for it. No, 5 minutes, 19 seconds remain on the clock. The ball's sitting on the Indian 36-yard line. Probably a good call. Why punt? Although you would pin them back on a punt. What the heck?
Well, if it did come out to the 20, it's only a 16-yard turnaround. Kanaski fakes the Veach, looks at Jamin on the slant, First down, Red Tornadoes at the 22-yard line.
See, the
Slant
two of them,
right over the
two
middle.
of them talked about it all the way out to the huddle. They both came off the field, got the instructions from Coach Williams, and they both discussed what they were going to do. Now you have a first down. Time now, 4 minutes, 50 seconds remain in the football game. This will go in the win column for Big Red. A very, very big win. The bucket, of course, returns to Mount Carmel Area High School for the year. A lot of emotion going on here, and played to a capacity crowd here at Mount Carmel Area High School Stadium. And that was truly great to see a capacity crowd again. Everybody came out. It was a great night.
Beach, big hole, off the right side, to the 10. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes.
And you know, that there, great run by Veach. All the cutbacks. I mean, nobody does. You don't teach that kind of stuff.
No.
That's just in you. But again, the function, I think, as I said, the Shamokin defense now just too tired. You know, they're not going to catch him. They weren't going to catch him to start off with, but he was able to maneuver around like that in such quick moves and speed. Truly an amazing athlete to watch run the ball.
Mike Sinkovich to attempt the extra point. It's up, and it's good. With 4:18 left in the ball game, the score, the Red Tornadoes 33, the Indians nothing.
Now, if you can hear the crowd, folks, and I'm sure you can over the din of everything here, Mount Carmel Area side is on its feet saluting Big Red. Fantastic win. Let me give you a second. We have some time here. Remember the Supper Club, ladies and gentlemen, last night, our biggest crowd probably ever.
I think 55.
We had a fantastic crowd. Remember, you do not have to belong to it. There are no dues. There's nothing. You show up and talk Mount Carmel Area football. You meet some great young men and women. You pay $5 to the club for any night you come, and $6 if you want to eat. And if you don't want to eat, you don't have to. Although, if you don't eat, there's something wrong with you at Matucci's, believe me, because the food is fantastic.
Excellent.
Last night we had
Manicotti.
manicotti last night.
Yes.
For the price.
Excellent.
You can't go wrong. I tell you again, and we were commenting on how many women have come down. We really are so much interest from the female side of football here at Mount Carmel Area. It's truly gratifying. You get to talk about a team next week, which we have never seen, at least we don't remember ever seeing anywhere. So there'll be a lot of questions, a lot of new things to learn about Nanaco as they come down to visit us. So if you can be there, be there. It's absolutely a fantastic time.
Jake Shellhammer will kick off. That's the kick I think he tried to do last time, but it worked out well for the Red Tornadoes. Waugh takes the ball, brings it up the left side, and tackled by, I have players standing in my way.
81?
21, Matt
21.
Montgomery.
You got it.
And
83?
looks like 83.
No, who's getting up?
Okay.
We got
Right
somebody
next
coming
to
up
him,
there.
Well,
Somebody
we'll
standing
see.
up. It's 29.
Dan Malikoski. And Malikoski played a heck of a game, too.
I think he's got a little cramp there, too. Yeah, he does.
.45, Ryan McGee into the lineup.
Yeah, we got some new faces. We want to be paying attention here as they come in and out of the lineup. I just wanted to say I see Bus on the bench planning his next trip.
Fumble on the play by Hockenbrock. Big rush. Gets the pass away to Waugh and out of bounds, but a big rush by the Red Tornadoes that time. Usually what happens right now is the Red Tornado defense will be taken out by Coach Williams and his
Timeout, Coach
another
Williams.
group of
Here it
players
is.
coming in, and here it is.
Timeout, and here he goes.
And you'll hear a round of
he's bringing them
applause
out.
for the Red defense.
Here they come. Sending a whole entire different squad out of the field.
Shutout ball by this defensive team. Other than one carry by Rico Rosini in the Southern game, they have 4 games of shutout ball.
Absolutely. They only allowed 1 touchdown. Really, the second Southern touchdown, of course, came at the end of the game in mop-up operation, so we're not going to count that one. But a truly dominating defensive effort by Big Red and a stunning offensive move. So many big plays again.
Right.
We're truly, everybody refers to us as the big play team, and we live up to it week after week here.
And it's always someone different, though.
Yeah.
That's just it. You know, it's not just the one person. It's everybody.
Chink's got the new guys where he needs to have them. Maybe their last-minute instructions.
First team getting their picture taken.
3 minutes, 45 seconds remain. Most of Shamokin area's first team offensively is still in the game, but I'm sure they'll be coming out shortly.
Well, 80 Chris Cuff in there, 82 Dan Daukus. Inside handoff to Verano. A nice tackle made by 35, Brian Detry, but a first down for Verano, and they do have the first team in there for the Indians against the Red Tornadoes defense. 64 in there. Well, Sinkovic stayed in, but 81, which is Mike Zavarik in there.
82.
82, which is Daukas. 44, John Kalinowski. 37, Pete Avellino at safety. Tries the pencil this time. Nice tackle made by number 82, Dan Daukas. 59, Aaron Geary into the game, along with 52, Charlie Adams.
Yost comes back into the game for the Indians. We take a minute to talk about last week's game again. It was a play that everybody talked about, which was not seen that well on TV. The change of possession where Southern took over possession. We had fumbled the ball actually out of the end zone.
Right.
And that resulted in a touchback, and they got the ball. That's what threw a lot of people out. They didn't see the ball actually go out of the side of the end zone.
Oh, great play by 47, Steve Sinkovic, and 44, John Kalinowski. 28 into the lineup, which is Al Bailey, the freshman from the Red Tornadoes.
Imagine being a freshman playing in this cauldron tonight. That's what you like to see. 76 and back in the game for the Indians. That's Brian Carnuccio he's on offense.
.210 left on the clock in the ball game. And they're going to try Waugh around the outside. Zavarik running him out to the outside, and here comes Avellino. Ooh. And I guess Ziegler in on the tackle along with 35, Brian Detry, but that will be a first down for the Indians, and I think the Indians just want to put points on the board right here because they are keeping the first team in the ball game.
You know, before time runs out, we have a good friend watches us religiously. She retired from Shamokin last year. Ann Fiddler. She worked in the guidance office, loved by everyone, watches us every Wednesday, picks up the Thursday game, Shamokin. They just love football down there.
Well, it's nice to say hello to new people.
Harbaugh. Oh! Yeah. Hockenbrock back to pass. Oh, and it's caught by McBride. No, it isn't. McBride in and out of his hands, but big rush by Sinkovic.
What are they? Yeah, they are.
They're going to call it out of bounds by Pencil. Finally got the ball. It went through McBride's hands
and still in the air.
Pencil. So
yeah.
Oh, did Hockenbrock take a hit though?
Yeah,
from
he did.
Sinkovic. Oh my goodness, what a hit!
And you know, if he would have just fell the right way, it would have been all right. But when he fell, his foot got caught in the turf and his knee bent to the inside.
1:16 left on the clock, and Mike Wojtovich in. Verano going to try it around the right side. Touchdown, first team Indians against the second team Red Tornadoes. .55 seconds left on the clock. Again, the Red Tornado first team defense stays unscathed.
Yeah.
Other than one touchdown.
Yeah, other than the Rossini big run. They've had 6 points scored against them in the entire game. I believe Shamokin area was just intent on not being shut out, apparently, and that's why they did this. Now I believe they're going to call a timeout thinking about going for 2 points.
Timeout called by the Indians, and Coach Conley did do the right thing, though. You want to get your younger players in. You want them to have the experience of playing Shamokin Mount Carmel football.
It's kind of a team effort no matter what the score ends up being, so.
Coach Conley goes in and talks to his defense, and number 4 will be able to attempt the extra point, which for the Indians, Rich Waugh. Snaps back, it's down, the kick's up. You get it? Yes, he did. And it's good. With 55 seconds left on the clock, the score, the Red Tornadoes 33, the Indians 7.
Well, You know, I can look at the extra point attempt till I turn blue. You know, I'm watching that kick and I want to call it. I have no clue if that was good or not until they tell me it is. I don't know. It must be the worst angle on earth.
From up here.
Yeah,
Everything looks good from up here.
Yeah,
doesn't
I
it?
can never tell when it's good or bad ever. Smoking Indians line up to kick the ball off to Big Red. The red and white balloons are floating in the air here as the game nears its conclusion. Most of Mount Carmel area are sitting in their seats still.
Yeah,
and of course they're waiting for that
the
tradition
change of the bucket.
For the bucket, we will of course be filming the bucket. I'm sure. I'm trying to get my.
There's a little change this year too. They're doing sort of like an official ceremony. You know how it's usually run over, grab the bucket, and sort of steal it. Well, not this year. It's more. There's going to be a more formal ceremony at the center of the field.
And that's what
cheerleaders will meet.
Yeah, it should be that way.
Give the bucket, and then you'll see them present it to the team. So that's the way it's supposed to go. Now I'm just telling you.
It didn't go that way for a while.
Last couple of years, right?
Yeah, I like it better that way.
Well, we'll see. I'm telling you, that's what's supposed to happen. The balloons are being sent up. The red, white, and balloons. I guess
that's
it was time to.
Was that Hart? What's his name?
To launch
Harry's in charge of that. That's Harry's job down to get those balloons up in the air.
He certainly enjoys the games.
He obviously doesn't care about the ozone, though.
Mike Wojtowicz at quarterback for the Red Tornadoes. Hands off to Bailey, off the right side. Nice hit made by number 55 of the Indians, TJ Walsh. 26, Ivor Facer, and number 88, Jake Shellhammer into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes. 72, Jamie Vogler in there. 16 seconds left on the clock. Brian Detry and Facer in the backfield. And I guess they're just going to leave the clock run out here. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. That's the ball game. The Red Tornadoes 33, the Shamokin area Indians 7. You see right now the Red Tornado cheerleaders. The Red Tornado cheerleaders will meet the Shamokin cheerleaders, and they will get the bucket from the Shamokin area cheerleaders. Very nice presentation, the camera. And now the rest of the Mount Carmel area cheerleaders will bring the bucket and get the bucket. And here comes a few of the Tornadoes right now stepping in and grabbing the bucket. And I think the Flowers just left the bucket.
Well, they were purple and white, I think. They take the bucket over to the hill. Their fans up on the hill up there, and there is a crew of them up there tonight.
Now we're just watching the ceremonies and what's happening right here, right now. Nothing much to comment on, but to just watch it happen. Big win for the Red Tornadoes.
Well, that's unusual for us to be not commenting. It doesn't matter if there's anything to comment on.
Well, they're going to make their charge back here to the, and there are a lot of people staying in the Red Tornadoes bleachers right now, waiting for the team to come back, and here they come. Joe Costello, Vic Karnowski carry the bucket, the senior leaders from this team. Here they come. They're going to walk it right down along the bleachers. A lot of chance. We've got the bucket. And the Red Tornadoes still celebrating at about the 45-yard line right now.
I think one of the things a lot of people missed here, if you were not watching it, we were busy with the bucket. Veach, Brett went across the field, and he and Yost had a little private tete-a-tete there. Two great players, you know, congratulating each other on an absolutely fantastic game. That's what you like to see, you know, hard competition the whole game. And at the end, they share a little moment with each other. And Veach doing it despite everything going on around him. He goes over and talks to Mr. Yost, and they have a great time. You having a problem or what? What happened?
Now I'm back on.
Well, quit being a baby.
Oh, stop it, will you?
Of course,
you're going to do all the talking anyway, so, you know.
big win from, oh, now we're going to have petty jealousy in the biggest game of the year so far. Big win from Mount Carmel area. You can't say enough about it. We did all the things you need to do. Defensively, shutting Shamokin down completely. The Indians had absolutely nothing going for them on offense. They played a great defensive game. Early miscues in the beginning of the game hurt them, which has been their problem last week. Hopefully they need to work on that a little bit. But on our side of the ball, again, a couple of good things is no big injuries on either side of the ball.
Right.
So these teams go into their next game probably at full strength, which is what you like to see. We pick up AAA points. You definitely need to do that once in a while, and we're going to do that here tonight. In the driver's seat in the Anthracite League. So we've done all the things you need to do tonight.
Mount Carmel area also, the line did a great job tonight. The offensive line did what it had to do. The defensive line did what they had to do. So again, in the trenches, I think Mount Carmel area won that battle also.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to see. Yeah, Shamokin comes in with a very, very strong defense, as we've seen tonight, except for, like Warren said, 1 or 2 miscues. And our offensive line did a very good job opening up holes. Tough yards. I mean, there was nothing that was big breakaway for any of our backs. They were tough, hard-fought yards. But these are the types of games that get you into the district playoffs and further.
Yeah, you learn so much from this game. Not so much the score, you win, yeah, but you learn about a hard-fought defense, Shamokin area in their face, constantly the whole game. That's the kind of defense you need to beat if you're going to go to the next level in the playoffs, where you're going to meet North Schuylkill coming down the line.
That's correct.
So that's what you need to do. You look closely now. Of course, the next game, an unknown to us. We play a team we have not seen.
First time ever for Nanaco.
Ever. So we don't know what to expect from them. They dropped down into the AA category this year. They were a AAA team up until then. So we'll look forward to a second home game, which is unusual for us because we're trying to even the schedule out. People are trying to figure out what we do with the schedule. We're trying to get a home and away again, which is why later in the season Blue Mountain will be away again, something that fools people, trying to get that straightened out. But we look forward to Nanaco and look forward to see what they bring to us and what we can talk about at the Supper Club about them on Thursday.
Tomorrow night, Supper Club. You're watching this Wednesday night. Tomorrow night at Matucci's, 6:30. Bring $5 for the team, $6 for the meal. It's just a great time. You get to meet the kids and also meet the coaches. And a very nice night, and emceed by Warren here. He does a great job on the MC.
This is actually my show in the end.
That's
I
right.
look forward to the whole game to the show at the end. This is gonna have like this Warren's Corner or something going here. But I take a moment to wish Shamokin area them the best of luck in the rest of the season. We're closely tied with them, of course. As we said, we show their tapes on a Thursday when they bring them up to us, so their people get to see the team. And after a backyard rivalry's over, then you want to root for the community close to you. That's exactly what we'll do for the remainder of the season. And best of luck to them.
This is the biggest. There is no rivalry like this. No. You didn't see people like this anywhere but right here between Shamokin and Mount Carmel.
Absolutely.
Great game, and on both parts, Shamokin had, as we said, a few problems, but a good game by the Red Tornadoes as they leave the field right now. That's about it for tonight. I'm Bob Elson.
I'm Warren Altamore.
Wayne Brokenshire.
See you next week.